Okay, hey everybody. So today we're going to be going over a story that's a choose your own adventure story. So it's got different options right here where we can choose what we want to do and the story will change based on what we do. Over here I have Google Images and royalty-free GIFs to show you things in the story that you might not understand. All right, here we go. Victorian detective. So what is a detective? This is a detective right here. This is a detective. This is a detective. This is a detective. A detective looks for clues. And the detective is Victorian. So Victorian is a time period. This is a period of time. Let's see, when was the Victorian era? From 1837 to 1901. So that's when the Victorian era was. So this is a Victorian detective. The Shakespearean bomber. So who was Shakespeare? William Shakespeare. He wrote Hamlet. He wrote many, many stories. Romeo and Juliet, King Lear, Julius Caesar, The Tempest, A Midsummer Night's Dream. He wrote a lot of different plays. Shakespeare's plays. So he wrote a lot of different plays like this. Plays live action. Let me show you what a play looks like this or like this. So it's not a movie, it's a play. It's where the actors are live on stage. No, that's not a good example. Okay. And it's the Shakespearean bomber. A person who walks in and blows something up. All right. Morning sunlight lazily struggles through the opaque smog of London. Opaque. Opaque. Color. There we go. Here's opaque. Opaque smog. Here we go, some opaque smog. The opaque smog of London. London is in England. It's got Big Ben. Here's London right here. Here's France. Oh, maybe you can't see that. So here's London. Here's London. This is France, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands. So the morning sunlight. So this story starts in the morning. The morning sunlight lazily struggles through the opaque smog of London. You crouch over a dead body. So crouching. Whoops. So crouching can be like this, or it can be like this. So you crouch over a dead body like this. You're crouching over a dead body. This person is dead. It's a dead body. Right here. You crouch over a dead body in the alleyway of Lilt Street. The alleyway. This is an alleyway. This is an alleyway. This is an alleyway. The alleyway of Lilt Street. Thumbnail. So your thumbnail between your teeth in thought. So you look like this. Your thumbnail between your teeth in thought. There's a half-smoked cigarette. So this cigarette is half-smoked. There is a half-smoked cigarette beside the corpse. Interesting. A dead body is a corpse. Yeah. This is a corpse. This is a corpse. This is a corpse. This is a dead body. This is a dead body. This is a dead body. It's the corpse. Interesting. So there's a half-smoked cigarette next to, beside the corpse. Interesting. Looks like a random mugging, says your partner, Mardler. Your partner's name is Mardler. Looks like a random mugging. So random. So a random number would be 2. Okay, another random number. 7, another random number. 33, it's just whatever. Looks like a random mugging. Let's see if we can show you a mugging. Oh, this is a mugging right here. Give me all your money. This is a mugging. Looks like a random mugging, says your partner, Mardler. You're both detectives for Scotland Yard. Scotland Yard is where you both work. No identification on the victim. So no identification, like like this. No identification. This is identification. It tells other people who you are. No identification on the victim. So the dead body, the corpse, is the victim. So that is the person who got mugged is the victim. He was shot point blank. So he wasn't shot from a far distance. He was shot point blank. Really, really close, right here. He was shot point blank. And his wallet was stolen. So whoever did the mugging, hey, give me your money, shot the victim point blank, and then stole his wallet. The mugger stole his wallet. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So the victim was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Dang it. It wasn't a random mugging, you reply. You just want this to be exciting because the chief took you off the mystery bomber case, laughs Mardler. So your partner, Mardler, says you want this to be exciting because the chief, so the chief is your boss, took you off the mystery bomber case. So you can't look for the mystery bomber anymore because the chief took you off the mystery bomber case. So the case is everything to do with the mystery bomber. You try to find the clues and look for the mystery bomber. You can't do that anymore because the chief took you off the case. You need some evidence to show Mardler that this wasn't random. Okay, so you want to prove to Mardler that this wasn't random. So you need evidence. Let's see, evidence. Yeah, so evidence like this. Evidence. So you need some evidence to show Mardler that this wasn't random. It was done on purpose. It wasn't just, oh, there's a person, I'm going to go mug them and then shoot them point blank and then take their wallet. It was, hey, I know that person, I'm going to mug them because of some reason. How about the fact that the corpse was, so you need some evidence. So let's see. You need some evidence to show Mardler that this wasn't random. How about the fact that the corpse was once a chemist, smoking a cigarette, familiar with combat? Yeah, that sounds interesting. Deductive reasoning fail. Oh no. The victim has an old scar from a gunshot. So the victim has an old scar like this. A scar, a scar, a scar, a scar. Has an old scar from a gunshot. From a gunshot. So he's probably been in combat situations before, you say. A combat situation. This is 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 a combat situation. So the victim has an old scar from a gunshot. So he's probably been in combat situations before, you say. Sure, says Mardler. But how does that prove he wasn't randomly mugged? So the key word here is randomly. You step back and ponder for a moment. It means you think. You suppose soldier veterans can be randomly mugged as well. Let's see. So this is a veteran. They don't work in the army anymore. They left the army. They're too old, but they used to be in the army. But look here, says Mardler. He examines the cigarette ash on the ground. Cigarette ash. This is the ash right here. This is the ash. This is the ash. This is the cigarette ash. But look here, says Mardler. Look here. He examines the cigarette ash on the ground. There are two piles of ash. So 1, 2. Which means he was here for a relatively long time. I think you're right that this wasn't a random victim, and he knew his attacker. So the attacker is the person who shot him point blank. He probably comfortably conversed with him. So the victim was probably talking with the attacker before the attacker shot him point blank. Good point. Mardler scratches his chin. This is your chin. So Mardler scratches his chin. We still don't know who he is or why he was killed. Well, there is something distinct about the victim, you say. Maybe it can help identify him. So Mardler scratches his chin. We still don't know who he is or why he was killed. So now we got to figure out who the victim is and why he was killed. Well, there is something distinct about the victim. Distinct, different. This pencil is distinct. This pencil is distinct. This locker is distinct. There is something distinct about the victim, you say. Maybe it can help identify him. So remember, he doesn't have any identification on him. He doesn't have his driver's license like this. He doesn't have his passport. So a passport is also identification. But the man doesn't have his passport either. You should point out the uniqueness of, so what's distinct? What's distinct about the victim? What's unique about the victim that's different about the victim? We'll have to find out on the next video. Let me know how you like this video, and I'll continue doing them for you. Have a great day. Bye.